The system is no longer even 1% halal. It was 1% halal when one currency was redeemable in gold. 99% is haram, but at least 1% is halal. But this 1% which is halal is even less than 1%, because the paper is being used in the market. So it should be redeemable in gold in the market. But it is not redeemable in gold in the market. It is redeemable in gold only to central banks, and central banks will be too scared to do that. So it is 0.001% halal, and the rest of it is haram. But the system is almost totally haram. And yet we do not have the world of Islamic scholarship recognizing it to be haram. We surrendered money without even a fight. That's what we did. But these people were very cunning. They knew that this monetary system would remain vulnerable if it were to be challenged with gold. If anyone were to have enough gold to make their paper money redeemable in gold, which is what Ahmad Sukarno wanted to do, then that one currency would bring down the rest of the monetary system. So in order for this monetary system to succeed, you got to get the gold of the world. How to get it? And it must be in your pocket. You can't trust them. It has to be in your pocket. How to get the gold of the world? What they did, that they created something called special drawing rights, a new kind of money, SDR. And they said every country in the world must now declare how much gold you have. Meaning gold reserve, not jewelry, gold. How much gold you have. And it is prohibited for you to sell gold without informing the IMF. If we ever catch you selling gold or buying gold without informing the IMF, the consequences will be terrible for you. And remember, we're ruling the world. So every government now toe the line, and they inform exactly how much gold they have. So now they know how much gold there is in the world. And the IMF Articles of Agreement prohibits you from using the gold as money. Number two, you have to take 25% of your gold and send it to Washington. Put it on a ship and send it to Washington. 25% of your gold. And the jackasses of the world put 25% of their gold on a board of a ship and sent it to Washington. And the IMF said, trust us, we're going to keep it safe. Keep it safe for you, yeah. So now they have, by simply making a rule, they have 25% of the gold of the world in the pocket. If you dare to ask back for your gold, see what we'll do with you. Okay. So what about the other 75% now? What are you going to do with your gold? It's just lying in a vault Eh? And it's getting dust on it. It's no value to you because you cannot use it as money. You can't use it to buy and sell. So we are suggesting to you now that we can offer you soft loans. You know, at 1 and 2% interest. Yeah? And you can use your gold as security. So instead of going to the commercial banks to borrow money at 8% and 6% and so on, we, the IMF that Allah sent down from the heaven above for everybody, we, the IMF, will give you at 1%. So all the jackasses now started borrowing money from the IMF, leverage against the gold. And now the IMF is demanding, well, we got to keep the gold. You get to keep the money, we get to keep the gold. So the transfer of gold is taking place because everybody wants US dollars. What can I use with the gold? To make fillings for the teeth? Huh? Can't do anything with the gold. Might as well have it as US dollars. Okay? If we get the US dollars, your son could go to university in Boston, and your daughter could go to university in Chicago, and you know, you could buy a house in Miami and a house in Los Angeles, and let the Pakistani people go to hell. It doesn't matter to them. So there's a transfer of gold taking place through this method until none of them have gold anymore except a little handful, and all the gold has gone up to Washington. But Uncle Sam has more up his sleeves. There are those who refuse to borrow money from the IMF for the gold because they recognize the gold has value, like Germany. So Uncle Sam says, you must give the gold to us in safekeeping. We'll keep it for you. And because you're dependent on the United States, this is Big Brother, you can't get him annoyed. So they all send their gold to Washington, Fort Knox. Safekeeping. Germany had, I think, 3,000 tons of gold. And the German people decided recently, we want our gold back. Uncle Sam said no. That's it, full stop. So the German government said, we want to send auditors who will go and check to see that the gold is there. Report to us the gold is there. Uncle Sam said no. Full stop. So what are you going to do? Send the German army? No. In this way they were able to accumulate all the gold of the world. But Allah says about Akhirul Zaman, hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, that in Akhirul Zaman, the earth will vomit from its liver columns of gold and silver, meaning more gold will come into the market. Even if you've cornered all the gold in Washington, there's still more gold coming out.